Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Psycho, and it's time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic, and you're probably wondering what this little highlighted thing I have here, Granfield Branch with a no entry symbol on it is. You're probably wondering about this. You're probably asking me, did you break something again? No. Let me explain. This is a route that used to be available on Steam as package number 65210, and I believe it did come with an icon, an image for the route. I don't know where that image is. I thought it would be included with my version, but it turns out it isn't. This is a route that you can still download from UK Train Simulator. I'm going to have about an 8-minute burn I'm going to go ahead and go over with you while I discuss this, and I know that because I already pre-recorded it, so I could go straight in playing this. So I'm going to be talking about a little bit about the history of this route as it was on Steam, why I have the scenarios I have, because there are some scenarios you cannot get on UK Train Sim. And one thing I will not talk about is because I didn't think about it at the time, but there's also a workshop route which makes improvements to the Granfield branch and makes it a different line, so it's a different route. The scenarios all still apparently work on it, so I may actually move some of these scenarios to that version of the route eventually, clone them and move them to that route. And we may play some scenarios on that version of the route as well. There's also 3 scenarios in the Steam Workshop that are made for that version of the route. So there's actually... as far as I know of now, 11 scenarios that you can actually play on this route. 3 of them are scenarios. They're not career scenarios like I originally thought. They're actually standard scenarios. I'm going to actually talk about them because they're timetable scenarios. But I'm going to talk about them as if they're career scenarios. The reason I said that is because they were available on Steam and only on Steam. The other 5 scenarios are available on UK Train Sim. You'll hear about that in a second. But let's take a look at the stuff that we have here. You can see that we have Market Day Medley, which is a mixed freight train at Grandfield. We have an 8F scenario. This 8F comes with the route, by the way, on Steam. It doesn't come with it on UK Train Sim. You only get the route. You have to get the train, which is... I'll talk about that in a minute. There are 3 Black 5 scenarios. We're going to be doing the introduction scenario today. There's also a scenario called There and Back Again and Shunting in a Winter Wonderland. Branch Workhorse, by the way, is one of the scenarios that comes with the route on Steam. You cannot get it on UK Train Sim. I'll see if I can get permission to make that available for you guys after the fact here, because being the only 8F scenario for the route, I think you're going to want to play that one if you try to play this route. So we'll see if I can get that available for you guys. Grandfield Chaser, I believe, is another scenario that comes only on Steam. And that is Class 111 scenario. Again, the only Class 111 scenario. The ones that come on UK Train Sim, again, are the Black 5 scenarios and the 7F. So those are the ones you'll see there. And also this Class 166, Who Shot Dr. Beeching. And by the way, it looks like the train also does not have a logo on it. Fantastic. I'll have to make a note of that for later. By the way, I'm going to see if I can get a logo while we're playing this scenario in one of my picture areas. I'll try and get you a nice picture and put that on here because we need something to put on here. I'd like to make that available for everyone so we have a new picture on there. But if I can get the old one as well, I may show you what the old one looks like too. One more scenario I've not shown you yet. And you might have seen it for a second. I scrolled up. Setterfield Shunt. You're going to notice the MJW Class 08 BR Green on here. I noticed that the scenario mentions a Class 02 Shunter. That is not a bug. The scenario originally included a Class 02 Shunter, and as of right now, I have not gone back and made any changes to that scenario, so right now it still references a Class 02 Shunter. I may modify the text of that scenario in the various message prompts before we actually play that scenario, because I decided this is a good excuse to show off the Class 08, and I don't know why I defaulted to BR Green. I think the reason is because the 02 Shunter was a BR Green. I think that's the reason I chose BR Green here, because the 02 Shunter I think was a BR Green. So I defaulted to that, and that's what we have selected for that, the MJW Class 08 BR Green. So that is another scenario that used to come with the route. So the ones that came with the route were the one that had the 02 Shunter, which we have highlighted, the 111, and the 8F. Everything else is on UK Train Sim. The 7F, the Black 5s, and the 166, they're on UK Train Sim. You can download those 5 scenarios right now and this route at UK Train Sim. Let me go into the verb talking about this and everything that comes with the route, which I've already told you what the trains are, but I'm going to say it again, so bear with me here. And while I go over that prompt with you on my pre-recorded bit, I'm going to go ahead and load the scenario here, and I'll wait for you to catch up. So I'll see you when we get inside the introduction to the Granfield Branch. Let's go ahead and start that. So let's look at the Granfield Branch information before we get started here. This is a 7-mile line loosely based around the area of Banbury General, back on the ex-Great Western Railway, and incorporates a 4-platform station, locomotive depot, and marshalling yard located on the Western Region Main Line from Paddington to Birmingham Snow Hill. So again, a 7-mile line linking Setterfield to it with the fictional market town of Granfield, hence why it's called the Granfield Branch. Makes sense, right? And it serves villages and hamlets along the way, such as Elm Tree, Inchcombe, Fenhill, and Colford. And I'm going to presume I'm saying those correctly since it's fictional. I don't care. I'm going to say how I want to. Thank you. So the branch line is based on and follows the route of the former Great Central Railway, which is GCR, not GWR, connecting line that ran from Woodford Halse, however you say that, to Colford Junction to Banbury. So it basically follows that rough line, but everything on here is fictional. So this is a fictional route. It is a route that won second place in the 2011 UK Train Sim Route Builders Challenge. Here's the route on UK Train Sim, by the way. 5 scenarios, 2 free roams are included. The Steam version included 3 career scenarios and an extra free roam on top of that. But all 7 scenarios on this thing, which you can see the names of them right here, were included in the Steam version as well. And you can see the person who made that, Foggy Morning. That is Steve Cunningham. His claim to fame in the future was creating the Eye Valley route, as you can see here. He made the Eye Valley route, so that is his route. If you happen to be interested in Eye Valley, he made that route. Go play that one as well. I'm going to show you that route at some point in the future as well. In fact, here that one is 39727. Go download that one. You can go check that out and enjoy. I think Mark Rains posted over 300 scenarios just for that route alone. Plus, there's other scenario packs by Foggy Morning and some other people as well. So he's the one who made the Granfield Branch. Based on that, I would say this is worth checking out because I already took a quick look at Eye Valley, and even though it's a little dated, I was still nonetheless impressed with the scale of the route. So I would say check this out based on that. Let's look at what the pack includes so we know what we can do and what we can't here. So over here you can see all the things that came with the pack. One of them was the US Loco and Asset Pack. We know what that is, comes with a lot of routes. The European Loco and Asset Pack, again, we know what they are, comes with a lot of routes. So you can see all the packages here, every route that it comes with. So basically just almost any route that you can list here, you name it, it probably has it included. I take that back, there's a few that aren't. But you know, there's a lot to do. And of course the regular 111 DMU, because this used to be the Class 111 pack on Steam, it came with the route as well. So it was actually the 111 pack. You expected to see the 111. You didn't get the item for the Granfield Branch. You got it for the 111, and you just got the Granfield Branch and some scenarios for the Granfield Branch as a free gift. That's a good way to put it, right? So that was the main train. You can see the old 65211 DLC is bundled as well, but all you get with that now is a text file. There's nothing else in there, so don't even worry about that particular item. The other items that come with it are, of course, the Legacy Foliage. So that comes with a lot of routes now as well, as you can see. So there's a small listing of those. You have the 8F pack. Quick look at the 8F pack. You're going to see the 8F pack comes with the Netherfield Nottingham Network route. Worth knowing as well that there are 4 DLC trains packaged with that. The 8F is now exclusive to this item. You cannot get the 8F anywhere else at this time. So if you want the 8F, you have to buy this route, or pirate it. But that I don't recommend pirating it. That can get you in trouble. But you have to buy this route if you want it illegally, we'll say. And you might be able to find a key somewhere on a website, but I think the better option is to just get the route, because you're going to get three other trains with the route, plus the V2 that comes with the route, which is another train that replaces something that's no longer available. So you get 5 trains with this route. Just buy the route. Just don't even ask. Just buy the route. No questions. It's worth getting for all the different steam engines you'll be able to drive around, even if you don't play the Netherfield route itself. By the way, little fun fact, if you go back to UK Train Sim here, Netherfield was the winning route in the design contest. Granfield Branch came second. And of course we have this Yuleville back from the past, and also something called the Allen Valley Railway, which show up down here as well. 5th place is removed for some reason. Don't know why they withdrew it, but they did. I don't think that's right, but what can you do? They have the right, obviously, to do that. So yeah, that's how you get the 8F, and you get a lot of scenarios on that route as well. So you're gonna have no shortage of content by picking that up. The Fowler is also part of that, and that's another old DLC, 24070. So you can pick that one up as well. 2 of the other trains are a little newer, but they are fairly old models in all cases, in the 6-digit 200,000 section, where those other 2 are located. So still fairly old items, but they're all there. And they're all going to be fantastic for driving on that route and on other routes as you get to them. So pick that up. The O2 pack is no longer available. You can't get that anywhere. If you have the Mega Pack that includes it, by the way, I envy you. Congratulations. Look at all the stuff that you used to get with it back then. All of this is really old stuff now, and a lot of people would look at me and say, you're an idiot. Why do you want to play all this old stuff? I just like seeing how stuff holds up. Forgive me. Moving on. In any case, we're going to go back to the asset pack. I didn't actually look at the asset pack yet. This is the UK Buildings Volume 1 pack, which is actually needed for a DP simulation route somewhere, I remember. One that has very few requirements that still shows up as a requirement. It comes with the law packages as well. As you can see, a lot of routes in here. The UK collection, by the way, which has its own selection of routes, is part of that because you see Portsmouth Direct Line is in there. And Portsmouth Direct Line is one of the routes that it comes with right there. So, and of course the O4 Woodhead used to be a bundle as well. I think the B1 also had such a bundle. So there's a lot of ways to get that item as well. Don't worry about that. Just pick up any of those and you're going to have it. Woodhead is a good one for a lot of things, by the way, because you're also going to get the MK1 coaches now. They were recently bundled with that. We still need the MK2E coaches. I'm hopeful it'll happen in the future. We'll see. Here's the Granfield Branch pack itself. It shows you the names of the scenarios that came with it. You can scroll through this if you want to. That's actually the mix map tile. So if you go to page 4, that's where the scenarios start. You can see, I might be wrong on that. Let me try that again. No, that's apparently not where the scenarios start. I have the wrong folder in mind. No, it is Scenario Network. So yeah, Scenario Bin, Scenario, yeah, there it is. So the first scenario you list is that one right there, for example. And no, I take that back. What am I saying? There is the scenario information first. That's one of the scenarios. If you find that folder, you'll find the rest of the scenarios because they're all right there in that folder. You can see another one right above it here as well. So there's, again, 11 of these folders. 8 of them, I believe I said, are scenarios, including 3 career scenarios. And then 3 are free roams. You'll find them on the free roam tab. So that's where you'll find those. In any case, and that's the Gronk pack. Like I said, I'm going to be using that to replace the Class 02. If I didn't say it already, now you know I'm going to be using the Gronk pack. Don't know what I'm going to use yet, but I've been wanting to check out Major Wales and Armstrong Powerhouse stuff for quite a while now, and it looks like Major Wales is going to win that race. So I'm going to get to his stuff first, it looks like. And like I said, he has a number of other packs here, and you can also buy some wagons from him as well. He has this pack in there that you can buy as well. So if you want to support Major Wales, that's his only payware item so far. A good way to support him by buying the only piece of payware he has so far. He's done a lot of freeware stuff. Not a bad idea to support him. And hey, if you want to, you can actually use some of these wagons to replace those conflat wagons if you really want to. That's a possibility as well. That's another way to support him. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. For right now, I'm not, but I may change my mind. In any case, let's go ahead and get to the introduction scenario today. In fact, I can actually bring up something very quickly here. If I go back to this program, not with that window, but if I bring this up for a second, I hit my taskbar for this video. So if I bring this up for a second, you can see that I have 3 loco swap, the utility loco swap up, Granfield Branch. And if we look at the train, you can look at the trains in any scenario. So in this scenario, you can see I have everything listed. So I'm going to be able to go ahead and take this Black 5 engine and Black 5 tender through this scenario on an introduction to the branch. We're going to see a number of trains along the way here. So we're going to get to see all these guys as we go along. I'm seeing already 5 services right here at the top of the page. And as you scroll down, we're going to see at least 5 more here. So I think there's 10 services in this. We're going to see all these trains on the Granfield Branch today. Let's get in the scenario and let's go ahead and enjoy this, shall we? Now, once in a while, this will happen on a scenario, and I don't know, I didn't do anything to cause this, so I don't know why this is happening. But notice that it says the driver, driver Wolverhampton low-level Paddington, I'm not going to read that information, is apparently unable to find its destination. The destination is ex-GWR Paddington via Oxford is apparently its destination. So I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second when we get in here. I'm just going to see if I can give you a quick overview where that is. But it cannot find its destination of, I guess, Paddington via Oxford. You can click edit. And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now just to show you. But Wolverhampton, low-level Paddington. If I go to edit right now, let's find that train in the editor. Wolverhampton, let's find the train first. That's a good first step. So Wolverhampton is this train right here. So we're going to go ahead and find out that it cannot find Setterfield Part 2 or Platform 2, nor can it find the portal. So what is the route it's supposed to take? Well, let's figure out where this train is first of all. That's a good first step. Nope, not back here at all. So if we look along, this is your early chance to see the branch, by the way. So the train is not that one. Not that one. Nope, it was near us. So this is the train that cannot find its destination. It's supposed to go by Setterfield Platform 2. So something you can see as we look at the train here, the train is slightly outside the platform. Now, this is something that might be relevant. I'm going to go ahead and show you something of interest in a moment here, but I'm actually a little more curious because the failure to find the ex-GWR thing is actually showing the error on that step, not on the Setterfield step. But I still have a theory as to why this might be. So I don't know if I'm right, but we'll talk about it in a second. Let's take a look ahead a little bit at some other information here. So this area behind me is actually the ex-GWR Paddington via Oxford portal that the train is looking for. It's going to be looking for the one on top, which is on the track to the right as you are entering the map. So it's going to be looking for the top one, above, not the one above the mile 68 marker, which is where I am, the blue line, but the gray line is the one it's going to be looking for. Apparently it cannot find that. Or it might be trying to find its way to the one behind me, and I just don't know, because there actually only is one listed in the editor. So I am not sure which one I was looking for. I'm going to assume one of them cannot be accessed, and because it's therefore a portal into the map, it's not going to be able to be used for that reason for a portal, for a destination. So that's why I assume only the one is shown on the map. So here's the interesting element. Reversing disallowed but required to reach destination. I have a theory that perhaps if we had pushed, if I had gone back and pushed the train back just a little bit, it might have accepted it, because the way that the trains are required to make their stops, trains try to make their stop, AI trains try to make their stop at the very end of the platform. That's where they generally go unless they're somehow directed to stop at a spot sooner by way of another marker that's created for the scenario. But they generally try to stop at the end of the platform. So my suspicion is that because the train was slightly past the end of the platform, the train needed to reverse to be able to access the platform. Because it was not able to do so, the train was unable to find the marker at the end of the route because it needed to reverse to be able to make its proper stop. Therefore, it had issues and, it wasn't happy. So that's my suspicion. I went ahead and just did the easiest thing I could do. I deleted the train. I didn't really have an interest in spending all day trying to figure out what that was. Even if that was a simple fix, there are some things that are easier to fix than that. And if a train is causing problems, just get rid of it. There's no point having it. You can also always put a new one in if you want to, but there were enough trains in the scenario. I was fine with getting rid of that one train. So we got rid of that train. I'm going to go ahead and show you the scenario without that. We are approaching Setterfield along the ex-Great Western Railway line from Oxford. To our right is the former LMS route to Bleckley. Okay. Move off when you are ready and prepare to stop at Setterfield Platform 4. I'm moving the reverser up, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and lower the brake completely. And let's go ahead and give this some gas. Beautiful. While we're doing that, let's look behind us. You can see this is probably where the line terminates over here. Yeah, this is where the line terminates. So we're going to act like the line actually continues here. And we're not moving yet. Let's find out why. Hit out the window. That's on. Oh, I just need more gas. Okay. More throttle. More regulator, please. My auto fireman is on, so the fireman is in the cab with me. He's going to do duties in the cab. I don't see him here, but that's not... Yeah, he's not here. We can check the other side of the cab as well. So this is what the Black 5 looks like, in case you have never seen it before. Very nice looking cab. There you go. So let's go back to the other side. Let's stick our head out the window again, and let's get driving. Ooh, we're getting some really, really good speed on this. I did not expect this kind of good speed right away on a 75% reverser. So I've gone ahead and zeroed the regulator here, as you can see. Did something just pass me, by the way? Where am I? Oh yeah, something went on this line over here. So Setterfield to Bleckley. I don't think I heard this on my first try doing this. So yeah, that's supposed to happen apparently. Okay. Removing that train from the platform seems to have done the trick. So we're still going to go platform 4 as if there was a train in platform 2. But even so, platform 2 wouldn't be our platform anyway because it goes in the other direction. I'm going to go ahead and apply some brakes right now. Hopefully they come on in time. Beautiful. Not that much brakes, please. Take them off. Take them off. We gave him a chance for pictures. Let's get some regular air back on, please. Yeah, let's move up a little more, please. I'm not stopping right here. That is not happening. The good news is we don't have a timetable, so we're not worried about this. I just took the brakes off way too fast and didn't reverse it in time, so, okay. I'm not a steam expert. It just stopped for a picture. That's what it was doing. We stopped for a picture. See? Not a problem at all. I should not have actually put the brakes on. Yeah, I want to stop at the proper drop-off point for the passengers here, which is what I'm going to do. That signal ahead, I do not believe is my signal. Obviously, it would be a red signal, but it's not our signal. Ours is ahead at the end of the platform. There's the termini platform, or the terminus platform, as I mentioned earlier when we were in the editor, unexpectedly. Make sure these brakes are fully applied. Passengers are going to now deboard, maybe. Can I not let passengers on, please? Well, this is unusual. I'm going to have to use a button here to let passengers on, apparently. It's not going to work. It does not like my spot for letting passengers on and off the train, apparently. This is apparently broken. This is a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very good sign. I'm trying to figure out what button is for passengers right now. That's a passenger camera. That doesn't help me very much. Why can I not let passengers on? Can someone explain this to me? Oh, load, unload? Do I need to go forward? Is that the problem? Or do I have to go into zero reverser? I shouldn't have to. Well, I'm going to try and go forward a little more. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here. Try to move forward a little bit, see if that'll help. Oh, apparently I can open them there. Okay, that's interesting. So you can't apparently unload passengers just wherever you want to. You have to go to a specific spot on this platform. Even though I was well on the platform, now the front doors are open and the back doors are not. So apparently this part of the platform is not good for unloading passengers, even though this is the exact spot where you're supposed to unload passengers. This is the gate. We do have a train coming along, by the way. So there you go. Let's on our right here is Setterfield Locomotive Depot, home to a number of engines that haul the numerous freight trains from the busy Setterfield yard, as well as local passenger workings. The bay on our left is the departure point for most passenger services to Grandfield, while further to our left is the private tramway for the Britannia Works Agriculture Implements manufacturers. I'll come back for a picture later with that train going by, but for right now, let's go ahead and get our scenario moving on because we have another mission to do, getting to the Setterfield Down Relief, and that's where we're going to go right now. Hello, passenger. Another train going by. Wow, it is... Yeah. Who is that? That's a green black 5, it looks like. So, let's get ourselves going here. Busy day here. Only one stop in, and we're seeing everybody. Now, if that other train had been left in on the platform, that train would not be able to make its movement through there. So, yeah, getting rid of that train was a good idea, because it wasn't going anywhere on us. They couldn't figure out where it needed to go, and I couldn't figure out how to make it. So, yeah. So we're leaving Setterfield and platform 4, heading for Setterfield Down Relief, which is only about a mile away. Our speed limit is 25 miles per hour at this time. That signal is not our signal. Do not worry about that. It's not our red. We should probably check the other window too. Just in case the signal shows about that window. We're going to be moving into a 40. Apparently this version of the Black 5 is simulated to allow us to not have to reduce the regulator, the reverser rather, to have full speed, which is interesting. We're going to have a 25 up ahead anyway, so I'm going to leave the speed where it is instead of going up to 40. What I will do though is I will lower the reverser, because now we are apparently wasting steam. And there we are. We're actually gaining some speed now, so I'm going to go ahead and take a little speed gain. I'll let it drop after that. 30 will do. Let's poke our head back out this window. We can see that we do have a clear signal ahead. That is a distant signal. And the fact that the arm is raised on the distant signal means that our main signal up ahead is a green clear signal. If that arm was down, we would have to stop up ahead at the next main signal at Setterfield down relief. But we are clear to proceed. Going to put a small brake application on just to get... We're supposed to have a running brake on this, by the way. I have not been setting the running brake, so that's on me. Let's go ahead and just bring this down, and I'll see if we can set a running brake from there. Here we are. This will do. Release it for a moment. We have now passed Setterfield Marshalling Yard on our right, where interregional freight trains are sorted and forwarded to their destinations. The yard is usually extremely busy and has a capacity of approximately 2,000 wagons. Our route now branches off to the right, while the former GWR lines continue ahead to Leamington Spa and eventually Birmingham Snow Hill. This is the realistic portion of the route. This is the part of the route that is real. The fact that we are branching off of a real line. Setterfield is just used to represent, once again, a station that used to exist there. It no longer exists. So that station is fictional. Now, why we routed onto the line to the right, I have no idea. I think we could have stayed on the left line. We would have been just fine. But the game routed us onto the line on the right for some reason, and then merged the lines anyway. That is a very, very puzzling routing decision. That may be something, again, that was changed with the dispatcher code. I don't know. Maybe that was changed. And I'm not sure if it is possible to take the left line without setting another marker waypoint at this stage. So we may just have to live with that limitation, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and increase the regular so we can go up to 45 miles per hour. That would be a good idea. You may have noticed the one of the signals was clear in the other direction, which is very, very interesting. That was the distance signal for the other direction. And the reason that was clear is because we're now past that signal. We can go backwards if we need to. That is what it's telling us. Thank you, signal. There is a platform coming up. I'm going to go ahead and lower our speed. This is going to be... Inchcombe. We are passing another platform here, by the way. I have no name on this platform that I can see, but let's take a quick look at the map and confirm that the platform we passed is, in fact, Elm Tree. Elm Tree Halt. Which means it's probably a request stop only. So we have no request to stop there. We do not stop. Simple as that. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying some brakes here. It does take a while for the pressure to apply, so I'm going to move it to a running brake now and see what happens. Not doing a lot of slowdown, so let's take it off a little more. That's starting to do the job. This gradual slowdown seems to be doing the job very nicely. We have a main clear and we also have a distant clear. So our next signal at the platform is also a clear signal. Now I need to apply more brake pressure because we are going to have to stop in here. So I've done that. Let's hope we can actually get ourselves fully into the platform this time to make our stop. And let passengers off. And on. I actually wanted the brakes to stay on. I let off too much brakes here. So I'm trying to put a heavy brake application on now to get this train stopped. There we go. That did the job. So let's go ahead and let our passengers on board at this time as I'll hold the running brake self-lapped. Passengers are now boarding at Inchcombe. Having passed through Elm Tree Halt, we have now arrived at the first quote-unquote proper station on the branch line, Inchcombe. The village can just be seen nestling beneath the hills to our right. The line branching off to the right here goes to the railhead at Qujinn Quarry, a fairly substantial series of workings quarrying Oxfordshire ironstone used by the building trade nationwide. Excellent. These are long, long message boxes, by the way. We're going to remove the brakes. I propped the wrong HUD up, as you can see there, but we got our message, so we're going to move on. We're going to put the reverser fully up so we can get ourselves moving again. And let's do that. Let's actually do it quickly. Now I want to explain this signal that we are passing here. The signal on top is our main line signal, and the signal on the right, is the one that leads to the right. Now, I don't understand why we got moved on to the right one, because that didn't seem like the right signal. Oh, we're being signaled onto the line on the left of these two, is what that means, apparently. So, yeah, something didn't make sense there, but apparently that's what it means. There is a train on that track that kind of needs through, apparently. Yeah, that's a Qujinn Quarry line. There you go. So he's coming from Qujinn Quarry. Which, does that line actually continue? Yeah, we do get that line. We do get that line up to the Quarry Rail Network. So we get to do some shunting in this area, apparently, at some point. So back into the cab, and we're going to go ahead and take a look from in the cab. Or rather, from our head out the window of the cab, because why not? So our next stop is Thenhill. Sorry, I almost said Thornhill. It's Thenhill, platform 2. And you can see that we still have to go then via the Colford Junction. And we're going to finish our journey at Grandfield, platform 1. In 3.5 miles or so from now. So our next station is actually getting very close. We are within a mile of Thenhill. I'm going to cut the throttle down, or the regulator down right now. I'm going to start applying a running brake. But I want to also apply some brakes. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold the speed coming down a little bit right now. And I'm going to actually let the brakes off now because I have too much brake coming on. So I'm going to release some of it. That'll do for now. I'm going to run on that. Nope, still too much. Run on that, please. Oh, that's full release. Okay, so that's a full release. Big deal. I'm actually losing speed on my own because we're on a bit of an uphill gradient, so I'm actually going to maintain a little throttle or a little reverser coming in after all. We have a distance signal saying we can proceed. We have a 15 apparently ahead for being warned of for a junction. speed limit here, which makes sense if there's a junction to follow. Is there a junction to follow? No, apparently that's going to be our actual speed limit. Okay, interesting. We need to get some throttle back on here, some regulator, as it's called, to make sure we don't lose all of our speed coming up to Fenhill. We have to actually get in there. So, note to self for next time, you need to maintain some speed coming up that. There we go. We have a whistle board. I'm going a little slow, so I'll just hold off on it. Is supposed to be our speed coming into some junction here. I'm not sure where that junction is, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep it down under 16 because we have to stop anyway. As you can see, this is a short branch. We only have the one more stop in about a couple miles, so very, very short branch. It's just a little bit of a bite-sized scenario type of place. So here we are at Fenhill coming in. Not sure which platform we're taking, but I want to give you a better view of it, obviously. And I'm going to start applying some brakes again. We are still losing speed here, which is fine. I have a running brake. I'm going to release it now because I need to actually make sure I come fully in. So a little more speed coming in, then we'll do the brakes again. Here we are. Full brakes. And there's another train going by over there, which I'll take a second to show you here. That train is the Fenfield Shunter. So he is shunting some wagons here, as you can see. Brilliant. He also was at a terminus, it looks like. Oh, no, there is a through track there. Sorry, there's a through track. There's a terminus track right next to it. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and let our passengers on and off at Fenhill. Fenhill Station serves another small village community and sees a moderate amount of freight traffic, mainly consisting of agricultural produce. Although, as can be seen from the detritus in the goods yard, this traffic is on the wane and has led to a reduction in the capacity of the goods facilities here. Detritus, that is a new word to me, ladies and gentlemen. I actually do not know. I assume that means a decline from the way the word is used, a decline in activity, or a decline of wagons in the yard. So your word of the day, detritus. So our next stop, as we leave Fenhill, is, well, going via the Colford Junction, first of all. The Colford Junction, sorry. Colford Junction North Curve. Our next stop will eventually be Grandfield. Hence why it's called the Granfield Branch. You can see a sort of a terminus line over here. Or some kind of a buffer. I'm not sure exactly what that is over there. If we take a closer look, oops, not what I want to do. Yeah, we'll ride the train, sure. If we take a closer look back here, we can see there is some kind of a siding there, so I'm not sure exactly what it is. Didn't look like there was a siding, but there is. So taking a quick look at our route, 1.66 miles away, and then up here, so about half a mile after the curve, after our waypoint, we're going to have our final stop. And I am still gaining speed with 75% throttle. This must be an uphill thing. This must be an uphill thing. It has to be an uphill thing. We have a 30 coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and ease the regulator back again a little bit. Yeah, we must... I wonder if having full reverser on the hill is actually good for keeping steam. I don't understand. For using steam. I guess on a regular straight ground you can't do it. On an uphill you can. Something seems broken here, guys. I'm not used to having full throttle and working regularly or past 15 miles per hour. This is very unusual. There's the Colford Junction. We're going to keep in mind that we have a 30 coming up, so I'm trying to maintain speed around this area. However, I'm allowed to do it. I will do it. I'll go ahead and reverse this just to see what happens with our regulator here. Yes, it's still working apparently. Working exactly the same, so something was strange there. So half a mile after that Colford Junction, we're going to see Grandfield, which means it should be showing up in green on the edge of the map, on the edge of the HUD, very shortly. There's a signal before it. Let's get back in the cab and take a look at the signals, in fact, from a proper view. So as we peer ahead here, we can see the distance signal is saying red. The distance signal is saying that our main signal is red. Actually, you know what? Take that back. One of our signal's arms is up. That distant one is saying we are green. But I'm going to slow down anyway because I know we're coming to the end of the line. Giving myself lots of room for the 30. We just have a running brake right now to maintain where we are. Because we are on a downhill, so it doesn't hurt to do that. We're going to be entering a 20 in a moment as well, so we need to slow down for the 20. Once I do hit the flat ground, I'm going to go ahead and let the brakes continue to slow us down to about 20 until I get closer to Grandfield itself. Looks like we're giving a little bit of room past the platform for the engine in case you have a long train, which we don't. We have a green signal. The other line is a red signal, which is good because we're probably never going to take that signal, that train. And there's a train there anyway. Who's that one? That is the wood... Yeah, that's something else. So there is some kind of a line there. We are now heading through Colford Junction, having passed the halt serving the small hamlet at the crest of the hill. The line branching off to our right plunges through Quinn's Hill Tunnel before connecting with the ex-Great Central Railway line, Main Line to Rugby and Leicester. Hey, real stuff again at Colworth Junction. I need to get this regulator off. I'm not slowing down at all for this 20. Let's take a quick look at the map here while I can to show you this connection. We have a shunting yard here which we're allowed to use. And the line just ends for us at a tunnel. Conveniently enough. More brakes, please. So we have a green, clear aspect up ahead, which is good because the end of the line is going to be approaching. We're just expected to know the end of the line is there. There's no double red. There's no arm at the end. We're just expected to know that it's there. So I'm taking some speed back. Keeping some speed, actually, is a better way to put it. Let that brake pressure back off, please, because I did not want to slow down that much. So there is our clear aspect. The 15 junction I don't think applies to us, but I could be wrong. Oh, no, it does. We're actually going across that, but we're under a 30 anyway, so that's just fine. You know, I swear the sign said, first of all, we're not supposed to go... Yeah, we're supposed to take a 15 on that line. Why are we not 15 on that line? I am curious about that. I am very curious about that. Maybe it was a warning for the 15. I don't know. So I'm going to say that speed limit's broken. Are we going to veer left now after that? No, we're going to stay on this line. Okay, good. We're staying here. That's where we're staying. Look at all these tracks over here. You can see a mishmash of tracks. Grandfield Water, Grandfield Coaling, Local Coal. All sorts of things there for servicing steam engines. Oh, there's a platform. Let's go to this side. Now I'm going to apply a few more brakes here because we want to go ahead and slow ourselves down before we get too far here. You can see up ahead we do have the end of the line right there. Now we need a lot of brakes. Full brakes. Take them off for a moment because I'm not quite in. I'm going to inch it forward just slightly to be proper here. Just going to inch forward a wee bit. Not much. I just want to get fully within the platform and we're going to call it a day. there we are. Brakes on, please. So before we allow our passengers off, I need to get a picture of the of this for the purpose of showing the route. I'm going to see if I can get this picture applied to the thumbnail, and by doing that, that'll give us something to work with for the route. I want to get a picture of Grandfield specifically because Grandfield is the name of the branch. So if we come over here and we get a nice little picture, this is how you take a route thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen. Just find a nice way to show off a good portion of the scenery here. In this case, I could show off the houses like this. I want to show off the train in the station. I could just go back here and show this. Either way, I want to get a train in the picture. So I'm going to try to get my train, which is this one. There's no timer, by the way, so I'm not worried about this. But I want to get my train in the picture. My train is the one that just stopped right here. So I could just do something like this. The coaling... Let's take a good further look, by the way. Let's look at the whole route. Here's all the stuff over here. And the station's over there. There's some trees over there. You know what? Let's get the stuff over there instead. That makes more sense. So we're going to pick a thumbnail. I'm going to show you this next time we start the scenario. So we're going to get it back where our train is here. Our train is right here. I kind of want to show the train properly in the picture, though. But I want to also show the buildings behind. Let's do it this way. Here's a good way to do it. So we're going to show the Qujinn steeple because we can. Why not, right? Let's hide the HUD. And we're going to get a nice little picture here. And I'm going to see what we can fit into our thumbnail. So I'll take one picture here. That's pause. I'll take one picture here, which you probably heard me doing. And if I change my angle just to give me some options here to pick something I like, we can take a picture this way as well. In fact, I'll back up a little bit more. Because a thumbnail is going to be really, really small. If you don't know, a thumbnail is a really, really small picture. So we have to keep in mind we're not going to get a lot of picture in here. There's some cars there, but we don't want them. We want just some random picture here. And anything else I can try and grab here? Nah, that's good enough. I'll give us two to work with. So I'm going to go ahead now. We're going to open this to show you. I'm laying off passengers. Let's look at the train close up. So that's our first look at the Granfield branch. We got some of the introductory information here. I'm not going to remember any of it, but Grandfield is the end of the line. I'm going to pause this. I'm not going to pause this. Grandfield is the end of the line. The station is slightly unusually placed on a short spur off of the ex-GWR to GC connecting line and sends a moderate amount of freight and passenger traffic in both directions. Agricultural produce is again the main source of freight traffic, though Bernard Samuelson & Co.'s machine tools factory we have just passed on our left has a private sign that also accounts for a significant percentage of Grandfield's freight traffic. That concludes our tour. Driver, close this box to exit the scenario. Thank you. I will close this box to exit the scenario. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time for more of the Granfield branch. I'm Cyclone, and have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever time it is for your part of the world. Or if you stay with me on the playlist, the next scenario is on in 3, 2, 1.